Salutations, shareholders, Automatic here for Automatic Games. Thanks for joining me for Season 2, Episode 14 of our XCOM 2 series. In our previous installment, we developed the Shadow Chamber and began an analysis of the Black Site Vial, recovered from that first Black Site infiltration mission we went on. And it is our hope that such analysis will grant us a little bit of insight as to Advent's motivation in abducting hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of human beings worldwide. Also in the last episode, we began developing a skulljack in the proving ground, and frankly, that was a mistake on my part. What I had intended to initiate was the skull mining endeavor. And instead I just clicked on Skulljack, but of course we've already got a Skulljack, so we just canceled that, and we'll go ahead and start the skull mining initiative.
Interesting choice. I'll send word as soon as we're finished, Commander.
It was a complete oversight on my part, but now that that's corrected, let's have a look at the geoscape.
Still can't believe it's come to this.
I truly hope those gruesome images are the worst of what we find today.
They're slaughtering us, Doctor. What could be worse?
We're about to find out. I patched the Shadow Chamber directly into the ship's computer. It's been sifting through the material we recovered non-stop since our return, cataloging sequences.
Genetic sequences in near infinite combinations, yet all bearing similar genetic markers. Human markers.
There must be thousands of them.
Tens of thousands, and the procedure is still nowhere near complete.
Which is why we need the ship's computer to find out where they came from, by cross-referencing them with the data we've managed to hack from the Advent network. It's an admission file from one of the gene therapy clinics.
Avatar. Just what exactly is in that vial?
In my worst nightmares, I would never have imagined.
Doctor.
I believe we have found the missing civilians.
That's impossible.
The gene clinics. Millions of people just looking for help.
Medically screened and selected. Suitable candidates taken to that contemptible facility to be processed, refined into the material we now possess.
But why do this?
I could not begin to fathom a guess at this point. There exists no research that would ever warrant this.
It's genocide, Doctor. And these people are walking right into it. We may not know what they're doing with this stuff, but I think I can find out where it's going. Got it. It's a high-security production facility. Standard defensive complement.
Then I strongly suggest we pay them a visit, Commander.
Agreed. The information we gain could prove invaluable towards stopping the aliens' true agenda.
And so we've uncovered the location of the Advent Forge.
Commander, I've updated our current objectives based on the most recent findings. Commander, we have a fix on the location of the Alien Forge facility, but we'll still need to establish contact with the local resistance forces before we can move in to investigate.
And we will investigate that, but I do not feel that we're ready for that at this time. For instance, we have to expand our communications capabilities in order to even get there, and I'd like our troops to be better prepared before moving on that site. After all, I think it's going to be a black site on steroids, but we can definitely use the intel.
Avenger plotting new course.
So yeah, we're going to move on this intel cache there in Florida and begin collecting it. It's a long scan, 7 days, but nonetheless, it's what we need to do.
The outcome of this research can only further our advances, Commander.
Let's have a look, Doctor.
It certainly is impressive looking, if nothing else. Although I am still not entirely sure what the aliens hope to achieve with such a grand design.
So this autopsy grants us some upgrades in our melee weapons. For the Hunter's Axe, we can now get into the Fusion Axe, and also for our Rangers, we can get into the Fusion Blade. which we will happily do. As to our next research endeavor, yeah, the Berserker Queen... No, Automatron Autopsy. That's what we'll do.
As initially speculated by Shen, it does in fact appear that this creature is restricted to the confines of its own hulking environmental suit. Unfortunately for our troops, the suit itself is a powerful physical threat, regardless of the operator's status, as we learned with some astonishment in the field.
I was definitely surprised when it came back to life, no question there.
The coordinates we discovered encoded on the genetic sample recovered from the Advent Black site imply we may have only scratched the surface of the alien's infrastructure as it relates to this Avatar project. We were fortunate to recover the genetic sample when we did. Otherwise, our path may have very well ended here.
Okay, Tigan. He just talks and talks and talks. There's no stopping that man. Let's have a look. Okay, so Resistance is asking us to effect the rescue of a one Dr. Sullivan. And, I'm compelled to do just that. It appears that he is being held in Mexico, and we have Alpha Squad on deck to effect his rescue. Alpha Squad is, as always, commanded by Javier Valdez. He's going to be taking in the flashbang and a nano med kit. He is joined by Miles Upshur, codenamed Outlast, bringing in plasma grenades and also a nano med kit. Also by Manny Fawcett, codenamed Manny Faces, taking in the battle scanner. Bailey Benton, codenamed Proxy, taking the plasma grenade and the skulljack. Sandra Barron, codenamed Snuggs, taking a plasma grenade, mimic beacon, and the frost bomb. And finally, Carl Ham, codenamed Lead, taking the nano med kit and a plasma grenade. Well, there you have it. Alpha Squad, you may board when ready.
Sky Ranger.
In position for deployment.
Copy that, Firebrand. Begin your descent.
We received an emergency request from the spokesman asking for our help in freeing a VIP sympathetic to the Resistance cause. Advent forces are holding the captive somewhere in this area, and we're expecting a steady contingent of reinforcements to back them up. Lock down the area, eliminate all hostile resistance, and secure the VIP.
In the previous episode and this one, I know that there's a discernible difference in both audio and video quality. That's because Upload Studio has failed on me, and I had to go another route to get these videos out. So I hope you'll bear with me. We'll get back to the normal quality soon enough. Alpha Squad is boots on the ground. Now the building where Advent is holding the VIP is remarkably close to where Alpha Squad deployed atop this bistro. But rather than make a direct approach, Valdez wants his team to go around to the far side of the building, and he has a very good reason for doing so.
As if people in the cities weren't brainwashed enough. Who knows what the aliens are putting in their heads for entertainment?
I've no idea what Central's on about, but it's neither here nor there. Anyways, the reason Alpha is going to approach the building from the opposite side is because that's the side where the cell containing Dr. Sullivan is. And in fact, there's a point of entry awful close to the cell in question. And so that's the POE that Alpha Squad is going to utilize.
Got it covered.
And in making their approach, they're going to follow Valdez's typical rules of engagement. That is to say, steering clear of Advent forces and maintaining concealment. until they find the perfect opportunity to go loud. In this case, that opportunity is going to be when the cell door opens, because that'll trip an alarm anyways. Now there's a few things I want to discuss as Alpha Squad swings to the right of the target building. And one of them is this. You may have noticed that Manny Faces is wearing Noisy Boy's hat. And if so, that's a keen observation. He is in fact wearing Noisy's hat. And he's doing so to honor his fallen friend. Now one might ask, why isn't Noisy buried with his hat? And the answer would be Noisy actually isn't buried yet. The cemetery where we bury our fallen soldiers is in the western United States, where our main resistance headquarters is. And we really haven't been there or had enough time to put Noisy there yet. So for the time being, he's in cold storage. And Manny has laid claim to the hat. Nobody really objects, and he'll likely continue to wear the hat in subsequent missions. Another thing I wanted to discuss was Miles Upshur. Now, he's the newest recruit with Alpha Squad, and if you've watched Liberal Outlast, or if you saw the episode of XCOM where I discussed potentially hiring him, then you already know he's a bit of a coward. And it remains to be seen whether or not that'll manifest itself in this episode or in episodes to come. But nonetheless, suffice to say, if the situation goes south, Upshur will be the first to bolt. And of course the rest of Alpha Squad, they don't know that yet. And yeah, it'll be interesting to see what comes of that. Miles Upshur, to sum it up, is not cut out for this line of work, his rank notwithstanding. Okay, Alpha Squad is pretty much on the far side of the building now. It's just a matter of making a left oblique and getting close to that POE. Carl Ham is leading the way, everybody else is falling in behind. Upshur is doing fine thus far. In fact, he's doing everything he can to suppress his fears and keep appearances. You know, for his own personal gain. He doesn't want to look the fool unless his fears overcome him. Then frankly, all that is secondary to his primary concern of getting the hell out. All right, we've got 3 on the grid. 1 Codex, 1 Trooper, and 1 Shield Bearer. And they are coming up our rear. Get your head out of the gutter.
Menace 1-5, be advised, hostile interceptors are inbound on your current position. Firebrand has a limited window to provide extraction.
So as Central is saying, we have a limited window of time, and we've got 3 more on the grid. 2 more Vipers, or 2 Vipers that is, and 1 Andromedon. So that's a total of 6 on the grid. That puts us, numbers-wise, even Steven with Advent. And so the plan is this. As far as Valdez is concerned, he wants the majority of his squad to set up on the right side of the road. They're to take cover, and basically they're going to cover Valdez and somebody else, he hasn't picked yet, who are going to make entry. The Codex and 2 soldiers with him, or her, or it, continue to encroach on our position. Now, should that plan fail or go sideways, there is a plan B, and that is for either Snuggs or Outlast to go ahead and fire a grenade at the wall where the cell is. And that'll be to the right of that door to the top left-hand corner of your screen. 3 more on the grid now. Advent outnumbers us. But yeah, by destroying that wall, the hope is that it won't injure the good doctor inside. He'll be able to get out.
Target location.
And then we can all extract.
Scanning.
So virtually, well, the bulk of the squad is setting up behind this truck, just because we fear that that codex is going to keep on coming. And as you can see, Manny faces, he's kind of in a pickle, because he cannot move without being spotted. Well, the Advent captain, presumably the commanding officer of this garrison, and those 2 soldiers with him have continued to approach. Not so with the codex on the other side, so I guess that's a plus.
On the prize.
Okay, lead has gone into Overwatch. Manny has no choice but to do the same. Old School feels like his window is already closing, but he's got to make entry. So he's going to activate run and gun and get up by this door before it's too late. But the fear, like I said, the fear is that it's already too late. Seeing as that Advent officer has already pretty much rounded the corner. This puts Valdez in an extremely vulnerable position.
Overwatch.
And he's going to have Proxy accompany him. Proxy is all too willing to oblige his commanding officer. So as the 2 of them make entry, everybody else will be in Overwatch and in covering positions. As to, let's see, Snuggs is actually going to move up. She'll set up next to lead and go into Overwatch. Outlast will also go into Overwatch. Oh damn, the Codex's pod has entered the building. And even worse, the Advent officer has spotted both Old School and Proxy.
I'm busted.
Well, folks, we're about to go loud. Lead opens up. No joy. The shield bearer hits Valdez, inflicting injury. Outlast opens up on this trooper, scores a hit. Snuggs is firing at the same target, and she kills the trooper.
That's right.
Okay, the Andromedon and 2 Vipers. They're springing for cover. Manny takes a shot at the Andromedon. It's no good. The Andromedon finds cover. I don't know that creature needs cover, but it finds it anyway. Let's see. Lead is going to move up a bit. He's going to get in behind this Viper, and he's going to take a shot at her. With excellent results.
Target eliminated.
So that leaves 7 on the grid. As to, well, let's see. Yeah, Outlast will move up.
If you say so.
And he's going to go with Plan B. He's going to blow up that corner of the cell. And in the process, he's going to injure that Advent officer and the shield bearer. And so far it seems to have worked. Remains to be seen if Dr. Sullivan is injured or not.
Moving to evac. Menace 1-5 status confirmed. VIP is in tow. Proceed to the extraction point.
Okay, as to Manny. He's gonna take a shot at that Viper down there. And he scores a hit. Snuggs is going to use that frost bomb on the Andromedon.
Heading out.
This because, you know, we don't know what the Andromedons are capable of. And so we'd rather have them frozen. Proxy is going to go for cover, getting out of that exposed position.
Sure thing.
And, in fact, he's going to go a little bit further. He's going to move on that Viper and slash it in. Nice. That leaves 6 on the grid.
Only the best.
Okay, Dr. Sullivan looks to be in good condition. Old School is going to take cover. And he's going to try to clear out that Advent officer. In fact, he'll use Upshur with perfect effect. The officer is down, and that clears the way for Dr. Sullivan to make his exit. Sullivan's got to get to this side of the road. Yeah, behind the truck is fine. And of course, there's our extraction zone, just beyond that Andromedon. Here comes the Codex and the 2 that are with it. Damn. Advent definitely has plenty in the field. The shield bearer buffs its nearby compatriots with its shielding capabilities.
Advent reinforcements inbound.
And if there weren't enough Advent in the field already, here come more.
S2E14, we're picking up an enemy transport inbound on your current position.
Now, we did lose a few seconds there, but all you missed was lead moving up. And as you see, he just threw a plasma grenade at that shield bearer. Honestly, all that was cut out was 4 or 5 seconds. And I know that kind of strips the immersion, and I sincerely apologize for that. I'm trying to minimize the frequency in which that occurs. Okay, as to Outlast. You know, he's going to fire a grenade, a plasma grenade. And his target will be this shit. Well, actually, he's going to go for these 2. Potentially knocking that soldier off the roof. And he's going to damage both of their shields. But he'll probably inflict a little bit of injury to that soldier who's going to take a fall. And he does. May just be a sprained ankle, but hey, we'll take it. Snuggs is going to move up, and she's going to deploy the frost bomb. And her target is the Andromedon again. I know it's already frozen, but why not extend the period in which it's frozen? The last thing we want is for it to emerge from that state, because, I mean, if it swings at any of our squad mates, it's like a one-hit kill. That thing could wreak havoc on Alpha Squad.
Absolutely.
Proxy is going to move up, and he will take a shot at the shield bearer. Does decent damage. Yeah, ultimately, we'd like to get rid of that shield buff. Okay, the doctor's gonna move up behind good cover. Granted, it's close to that Andromedon, but as long as that thing's frozen, the doctor should be okay. We will ensure that his stay there is brief. Valdez will move up by this light pole.
Moving to position.
And he's going to open fire. His target. Yeah, it's going to be that shield bearer. The shield bearer is down, and so too is the shield bearer's buff.
Negative. Weapons dry.
Valdez earns himself an extra move, and he's going to use that by, actually, he's just going to move around this pole, keeping that cover in between himself and the majority of Advent forces. Now, Manny has some catching up to do. He's going to move to the other side of this truck. And he's going to use lightning hands. He's going to take a sidearm shot at that trooper. It's a hit. Trooper is still standing, so might as well take another sidearm shot. And the trooper ain't standing no more. Nice.
Well, how about that?
Eked out a promotion for that. Alright. So that leaves a shield bearer, a codex, a frozen Andromedon, and incoming reinforcements. Those reinforcements consist of an officer, an advanced mech, and another shield bearer.
I've got eyes on Advent troops.
And they have basically deployed on top of our extraction zone. The mech goes into Overwatch. The Codex teleports behind good cover. Oh, and it's using the psionic bomb. Looks like 3 of our soldiers have been caught by it. Oh, the shield bearer. See, I thought the shield bearer was going to go for a flanking attack, but it chose Overwatch. That's fine by me.
Menace 1-5, hostile interceptors are on high-speed approach. Your window for extraction is closing.
Okay. Actually, you know what? Outlast he's seen enough. Even though he has not been ordered to, he's going for extraction.
I'm trusting you here.
Oh, but the mech's Overwatch and the shield bearer's Overwatch. Damn. Well, the mech misses. Shield bearer does too. He may be a coward, but Outlast is a lucky coward. And so he finds himself in the extraction zone, and they drop him a rope. He's out of here, much to the chagrin of his squad mates. Let's see, and you know, at this point, Valdez basically tells the doctor to get out of here. He intended for Dr. Sullivan to be the first one to extract, but Miles had different ideas. And at this rate, Valdez is he goes ahead and says, extract, Alpha Squad, extract at your earliest convenience. And so Lead is debating on whether to do precisely that. And you know, he's going to.
I'm on it.
But not without taking a shot. And we'll get back to him to see which target he chooses. As to Manny, he's got some catching up to do. So he's going to move all the way up by this waste receptacle. And hopefully he'll be out of here next turn. Now, as to Snuggs, she'll move up by Manny.
Sure thing.
And she has no ammo, but she does have the attention whore. So she will go ahead and deploy that in the hopes that it buys us a little extra time. Okay, so Lead has to choose a target, and his choice will be that officer. And yeah, he scores an excellent hit, a critical hit. 10 damage. The officer is still standing, but Lead is out of here. Proxy can make it to extraction as well. And he too we'll take a parting shot. As to whom that will be aimed at, why not? Go for the med. Probably should have gone for the officer, but doesn't matter because it was a miss anyway. So Proxy is going to go ahead and extract. And of course, old school, he's not going anywhere. He's going to be the last man out. He is going to get a little closer, or at least, actually, yeah, he'll move over here by this officer, and in fact, he's going to heal himself. He's got that nano med kit, so he's going to use it. Damn, the Andromedon is free. Now that's not good. That thing, it's quite intimidating, folks. Let's see, the Codex teleports toward the Mimic Beacon and is taking a shot. Does good damage. The Shield Bearer moves up, also firing at the Mimic Beacon. And also does good damage. Damn, I'd really like the Andromedon to attack it, but that's not going to come to pass. The officer opens fire and destroys the attention whore. Meanwhile, the advanced mech repositions and fires its rockets. Damn, it even damaged the Andromedon. The Shield Bearer moves up. Oh man, that was close. Had that connected, we would be saying goodbye to Alpha Squad's sniper. There's no question in my mind. That was close, and Manny, he's seen enough. Okay, he's gonna let Snuggs go first, though, and she does. But she is gonna fire one last plasma grenade before getting aboard the Sky Ranger. And the resulting explosion kills an Advent officer, damages the Codex. She earns a promotion, and the Codex is cloning itself, the result of being injured.
Just in time.
In the meantime, Snuggs is out of here. And so, yeah, Manny realizes he just suffered a close shave. Yeah, he'll go ahead and fire a pistol. The question is, I don't think he can kill anybody. Oh yeah, he can kill the Codex if he scores a hit. And he does. And he kills that, at least that clone of the Codex. So now Manny is out of here. And that gives Valdez a green light for extraction. But you know, he's not going anywhere without taking a swing. He's gonna swing at that Shield Bearer. And he hits. Shield Bearer is still standing, but he does have something to remember us by. Excuse me, damn. Think I'm losing the voice, folks.
Status confirmed. Mission accomplished.
So Valdez is out of there, and really, Alpha Squad extracted by the skin of their teeth. That was, one of the closest missions we've engaged in. It just boiled down to the number of Advent forces on the ground. But Nonetheless, Alpha did get out of there. I mean, that was wonderful work. There's no question. And, I mean, you talk about cutting it close. Manny, damn. That would have been another serious blow to Alpha Squad. You know, I mean, they recently lost Noisy. They just can't afford to lose another veteran like that. Okay, so yeah, we've got 3 wounded and 3 promotions to dole out. The promotion process starts with Snuggs. She gets to choose between Volatile Mix and Chain Shot. She's going to go with Volatile Mix. She's always been more a grenadier than she has been a machine gunner. Next, let's have a look at Lead. Ever Vigilant, which will give him a free Overwatch if he spends all his moves. Well, if he spends all his actions on moves, you know what? He's going to go with Guardian. That's with every successful Overwatch shot, there's a 50% chance that you'll get another. And finally, there's Manny. And he's going to go, well, he's going to go with Killzone. Because he is a traditional sniper and not a pistolier. And so there you have it. Alpha Squad, half of which has to do some recovering. And of course, Dr. Greg Sullivan has been shuttled safely to the Avenger.
Hello, Commander.
And he will join the ranks of our engineers. Welcome aboard, Dr. Sullivan. Okay, well, let's see. I think we're going to go ahead and clear out this room here. It's another exposed power coil. And we're getting close to the limits of our power, so it won't hurt to clear out that area. Plus, it'll give us some supplies. It's altogether a good deal. Okay, so we've got word of a little cache out there in the American Southwest.
Avenger
But we're going to return to Florida and continue collecting that intel. With skull mining out of the way, it's high time that we initiate yet another Proving Grounds project. And the one which we will initiate is Blue Screen Protocol.
Sounds good, Commander. I'll let you know as soon as the project is ready for deployment.
And that will yield weapons with which we can deploy against enemy mechanized units, so those advanced mechs have it coming. I'm sure we can put these things to good use. Anyhow, our very next episode, episode 15, will be the Season 2 finale, so it will be the end of Hammer Down.
The aliens have always been monsters. From the very beginning, it was one failed science experiment after another. Even with the Advent forces, they tried to disguise it, but they're no different underneath all that armor. And now it comes to this. An entire facility dedicated to wiping us out. And not just that, but turning us into what? Some kind of concentrate they're using for God knows. We should have known the Elders would return. We should have known they never left.
I originally slated this episode to be the season finale, but I think we can squeeze one more in there, and beside, there's some things I want to knock out before we set ourselves up to infiltrate the enemy forge, which is exactly how I want to kick off Season 3. So anyways, I think it's been an interesting season. We've been through a lot this season, and there's much more to come. I appreciate you joining me. I appreciate you watching. I really do. And anyways, I'll cap it off like I always do. This is Automatic for Automatic Games. If you like this, and if you are subscribed, I will talk to you soon, friends.